Okay, what is this keyword in JavaScript? Like how these keyword work in JavaScript?
Okay, this keyword just takes a whole constructor, like a whole object.
Okay.
Like if we say, we can we like this dot object. We can initiate any kind of like DOM operation, like I will say not exactly the DOM operation, but the operation on the current object or.
Okay. Okay. Can you explain event delegation in JavaScript?
Event delegation.
Yeah.
Delegation. It is like event, like one event is in line, then whenever that event is completed, then the processes goes to the another event. So that like moving to the another event, that is a delegation.
Okay. What is the purpose of bind method in JavaScript?
Okay, to bind call apply. Bind call to the bind was just a second, please. Call bind plus. Like to whenever we are creating an object, like there is any object property, we need to like bind that property to that particular object. Like we say we have an object. I'm writing in chat.
Yes.
I'm writing in chat.
Yeah. So are you writing somewhere? Hello?
This dot pro method.
Okay. 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 Can you explain prototype inheritance in JavaScript?
Hello.
Yeah.
Are you speaking?
Yeah. Can you hear me? So can you tell me what is prototype inheritance in JavaScript?
Prototype? Sorry.
Inheritance.
Prototype. I am not getting.
What is prototype inheritance?
Prototype inheritance.
Yes.
Okay, prototypes we create like for an array. We can create a prototype for any object. If we want to create like a custom thing which can work on that particular object type.
Okay.
Okay, so for inheritance, we can say like to inherit the properties of the same prototype or like same method we have created earlier using the prototype.
Okay. So then why its name is given as a prototype?
A prototype, like for array prototype, if we're creating like a whole kind of array, like any kind of array we have, then that that will perform on that particular array. That prototype will be available to work on that prototype array.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me What is higher order function in JavaScript?
Okay, higher order functions. Okay, the functions to which we can just pass any other functions, like in case of components. So whenever we call any, can pass functions to another functions.
Okay. Okay, what is the advantage of this?
Like whenever we needed a callback.
Okay. How does JavaScript event loop works?
Okay, so event loop. So JavaScript is the like single threaded, and so every function, whenever we have to execute any particular line, like just suppose there are five number of lines. So if there is a directly, then first line is encountered. Whenever the line is encountered, it is sent to the call stack. The call stack tries to execute it. If that is any function like any web API or any like a set time means any kind of web API, then it will be the function will be sent to the web API, and from the web API, depending on the type of the function, it will be sent to the task queue or the micro task queue. The purpose of the event loop is to handle those tasks. Like before performing any direct line, then it will be first executing the micro task, emptying the micro task queue, and then it will be trying to empty the task queue, and yeah, that action is performed by the event loop
Okay.
to make the like execution of the
Okay.
JavaScript code.
Okay. What is difference between undefined and undeclared variable?
Which variable?
Undefined and undeclared.
Undefined and undeclared. Okay,
Yeah.
so undefined variables are which are not defined, like which are not mentioned, like and the undeclared variable which are not declared. The undefined variables are like letter A. So A is undefined. So and the undeclared variable, if we are directly going to use the A, so that will be the undeclared variable that is not declared previously.
Okay. Can you explain the concept of debouncing and throttling in JavaScript?
Okay, so while we try, if we talk, can I explain with an example?
Yeah.
Okay. So for debouncing, if we talk about search operation, so whenever we type in the search, so the call, whenever we type, like we have to type laptop, then we type L. So it goes, it sends any search to the API using the keyword L, search query L. When we type A, then another search query called LA. So it will then it will be 3, means for whole laptop thing, it will be 6 queries, 6 API calls. If we talk about okay, but if we use debouncing any for any particular instance, like if we have implemented debouncing for just say 500 milliseconds, so whenever there is a gap between the typing of 500 milliseconds, then only the API call will be sent. Otherwise, it will wait for typing to be completed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and for throttling, when throttling, I have never used like in production, but yeah, heard about that. Like this kind of throttling can be used in for example, scroll events, and to track the cursor movements on our screen. So these kind of thing we can do using the throttling.
Okay. Okay, fine.
So whenever we have to just execute over a particular time.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Can you write a function to flatten a nested array of objects?
Flatten using, can I, without using the inbuilt flatten method?
Correct. Without using it, yeah.
Okay. Can you just provide an array, or do I need to create it myself?
Yeah, you can. I'm just giving you an array in chat.
Okay.
Okay, let's consider one, then 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've given. I've given you 1, 2, 2, 4.
Just
Isn't
I'm sharing my screen. Is it up?
yeah.
I'm using a paper.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, just let me check if this one happens. It's working right. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 5, 7, 4. Yes, it's working.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. Let's have some React questions. Okay. Let's move to React.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So can you write I will go to some React fundamental questions. Before that, I will ask you write a function to debounce an API request function so that it only triggers after user stops trying for 500 milliseconds.
Stops typing.
Yeah.
For 500?
Yeah. You write a function to debounce an API request so that it only triggers after the user stops typing for 500 milliseconds.
Can I open my local project?
Yeah, please. Use it in React, okay?
Yeah, sure. That is the next repo. Will that work, right?
Yeah, fine.
I will create a new project. Debounce to 5. Mm. I'm really sorry it is getting issue. Will this work right? Display like I type my name and it will show after I stop.
Yeah, please.
So is this fine?
Yeah.
This is working.
Okay. Can you just make it larger, the code section?
Code section. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Can you make that code screen it is a little bigger? The Visual Studio Code. I cannot see it properly. Can you make it full screen? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah. So firstly here I have just created an input field with a set value. Okay.
Yeah.
This is setting a value to this value variable. So whenever this value changes, it checks for this particular time. So this interval is the path. So it will set the value to value 1. And value 1 will be printed. Otherwise, if that is not, the interval is cleared out and the timer is started again.
Okay, fine. Okay, let's have some React questions, okay?
Sorry?
Let's have some React questions, basic questions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can you tell me what is React fragment?
React fragment.
Yeah.
Okay, fragment is a part without adding unnecessary divisions to div or unnecessary tags to any component. We use a React fragment. We can use fragments in multiple parts. There is a fragment component which is exported from React itself, and the other is the empty braces. This way,
Okay.
we can use.
How can you okay, got it. How can you pass data between sibling components in React?
Between sibling components, we can create a state in the parent component,
Okay.
and from there we can pass as the props.
Okay. So do you know what is prop drilling and how can you avoid it?
Yes. So prop drilling is the whenever we have a data or state in any particular component, and from that component we want to A, B, C, and D. There are the components. D is the child, C is parents, B its parent, and A its parent. So from A we want a value to be used in D. So we will need to pass from A to B to C, then D, and need to use it and D. So this is the prop drilling, to pass the props in each child component to be used in any particular component. Okay. To get us saved from this, we use any global state management or context API which is provided by React to store that data, store the data in that global state, so that we have the data in A. So from here we will be storing that data to global state or Redux in, and from D component we can use that global state.
Okay. What is the purpose of React.memo?
React.memo is to memoize the React component,
Okay.
so that there is no unnecessary re-rendering of the component to optimize the component for performance, optimize the performance.
Okay. Okay. So what? Okay, got
yes.
it. Yeah. What are React suspense?
React suspense.
Yeah.
Okay. So suspense is used for to show any loading or whenever the component data is being loaded. We have any React in suspense, under the suspense component, if we have given any child component, then if data is being loaded in the child component, the suspense will show us the fallback UI till then.
Okay. Okay. So what is the difference between use effect and use layout effect?
Okay, so use effect will handle updates in the component depending on the what we call that array, dependency array. Depending on the dependency array values changed in the component. Whenever if in our case this code, if we talk about the value, whenever the value updates, the component is updated. The means the use effect hook runs again.
Okay.
So, but this is not in the case with the layout. So in layout, layout effect I have not that used, but yeah, in layout effect, it checks about the layout whenever the component, or we can say DOM is mounted
Okay.
to the UI.
Okay.
With whenever not mounted, whenever the first is the creation phase. Creation, whenever the DOM is created, so the use layout effect is runs, and whenever the DOM creates after whenever the DOM is mounted, then the first is created, then is mounted, then is updated, then yes, first one is the created phase. The use layout effect in the before the component mounts, means after the creation, and the user effect runs after the mount phase, in and after the mount phase.
Okay. Okay. How do you handle state management in React?
Okay, so for a component state management, handling a component state, we use use the effect, use state directly in a component which we have used. But for handling global state, we use tools like Redux and context API, which is provided by React itself.
Okay. When you will use Redux, when you will use context API?
Sorry?
When you will use Redux, when you will use context API?
Okay, Redux Redux is a third party, so we need to install some packages called Redux Toolkit for using the Redux, and context API is inbuilt for the provided by React.
Okay.
So we can just import context, create context, and create a context and provide it to the whole app or wherever necessary to use the data from that context API. And for Redux, we use a global store differently, and then place our data or pass the actions to update the data in the global state. And whenever we require the data in similar case to context API, but yeah, for some complex operations, we just fetch the data from a Redux store.
Okay. Okay. How can you handle lifecycle methods in functional components?
Okay. For handling life cycles, we use effect hook. So there are multiple ways to use effect hook. So use effect hook runs multiple times depending on the dependency array. If there is three cases are there, no dependency array provided, means empty array also not provided. So it will run again and again with every render. And if empty array is provided, it will run only once on the initial phase. And if any value is provided to the dependency array, it will update based on the updation in the value. Whenever the value or that dependency array triggers, the use effect will run.
Okay.
And while unmounting, there is a return cleanup function. Cleanup function in React, which is a return which cleans up the data. So that is the unmounting phase.
Okay. Okay.